What is up, everybody? It is me, the hostess with the mostest. It is your girl, Easy Breezy, inviting you to join me every Thursday night for the Uplift Show with Breezy, exclusively here on Stellar Award nominated Awesome God Radio. It is my mission here at the Uplift Show simply to enlighten, inform, and inspire the people of God to live our best lives. I'm telling you guys, we got a little bit of everything here on the Uplift Show. We have healthcare professionals, we have authors, we have speakers, we have gospel artists, we have comedians, we have game shows. Yes, game shows. Yes, we do give away cash money up in here. So you're definitely going to want to join us for that. And please, I'm inviting you to come and chit and chat with us as we sit down with some of your favorites, like gospel artists, Dove Award winner, Stellar Award winner, Mr. I Told the Storm himself, Mr. Greg O'Quinn, gospel comedy's sweetheart, Felicia Fifi Moore, and the one and only gospel superstar, Miss Vicki Winans. I'm telling you, we got it all here. So I want you to come laugh, come cry, come chat, come share. I want you all to get lifted right here on the Uplift Show with me, Easy Breezy, and I will see you on Thursday. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Uplift Show with me, Easy Breezy, like Sunday morning. I will apologize right up front for those of you who know me well, as most of you do by now. Y'all know that I only have like one good eye, and this one good eye, I have to wear two contacts in that eye. And unfortunately, the specialty contact that I wear in that eye got broken. I was taking it out of the case and it literally broke in half. So I can't wear that. And it's going to be at least a couple of weeks before I can get a new one. So I'm kind of like this. Not that I'm not usually, like this. But yeah, right now I'm like this. I'm not seeing all that fabulous. But please forgive me because sometimes my eyes will look all crossed and crazy. So let's just don't look here, y'all. Look here because I have great lips anyway. Okay, so thank you so much for joining me tonight. God bless your heart and all your parts. And as we say on my planet, always look out for number one and try not to step in number two. So it has been a couple of weeks since I've been here. I had to take a little time off, a little emotional retreat, so to speak. Just like everybody, we're all going through a little something right now. Everybody, I don't care whether you're black, white, Asian, yellow, it doesn't make a bit of difference. Everyone right now is having to readjust to life. And as every single one of you, I'm sure, were just here on Awesome God Radio and joined our own Pastor Deborah Burris for Heart Matters Radio. She comes on at 7 o'clock on Thursdays, and I am absolutely certain you watched her because if you didn't, you missed it. The lady is back. She's been off doing her pastor thing for a couple of months, but she's back with us. And her subject tonight was the life I used to know. Fabulous, absolutely wonderful. And I am telling each and every one of you right now that as soon as you finish listening to me, I need you to go to Awesome God Radio here on Facebook and make sure you look at that show, The Life I Used to Know. So we are not ever going to get back to the status quo. It's just not going to happen. We don't even know yet what the status quo is going to be. We have no idea what's going to happen from one week to the next. And because of that, sometimes we just have to kind of take a little moment, take a little breather, so to speak. So that's what I've had to do. And quite honestly, I'm not even finished taking a breather. Breezy been going through, y'all. No, you know what? I take that back. Not Breezy, Brianna. Sometimes I got to give Breezy the night off and, Brianna got to talk. So I'm telling y'all, Brianna been dealing with a whole lot of stuff. But Breezy's here with you tonight. I got my breezy face on. See, so I am back, and I'm excited. I'm excited to share some things with you because, as you know, it is always our mission here on the Uplift Show to enlighten, inform, inspire, and uplift the people of God. And in doing so, I'm also enlightening, informing, inspiring, and uplifting myself. So I need these words just as much and probably more than most of you. Now, I will not delay. Without any further ado, I must certainly give you our top news stories for the night. Coming first, and this to me was an absolute shock. It is disheartening to say the least that famous TV dolphin Flipper was arrested today on prostitution ring charges. He allegedly was seen transporting two 16-year-olds across state lines for immoral purposes. And next in entertainment news, yes, 60s musical group The Byrds announced today a 24-city reunion tour with their new band member, George W. Bush. Yes, I did not, I didn't know that he was a musician either, but they'll be going on their reunion tour. And to save on money, Mr. Bush will be playing two different instruments. So, according to a spokesman, a Bush in the band is worth two in the Byrds. And those are our top stories tonight. Let me take a look and see. Because y'all know I always forget to keep up with people's comments. Okay. All right. Please make sure if you are enjoying the Uplift Show, please share the Uplift Show. And as you can see across the bottom of your screen, it will say to please subscribe to the Uplift channel on YouTube. I am working on some big things for my YouTube channel for you all. I've got some shows in the works, some original content. I can't talk too much about it yet, but I will. I will. As a matter of fact, if you were to go to my Facebook page right now, which is Easy Breezy Brianna, or the Uplift Show, you will find that I've put out a casting call for a couple of shows that I'm working on. So please make sure, yes, Mother, really. So please make sure that you go take a look at that. If you're interested in working with me on a couple of these shows that I'm working on, I would dearly appreciate it. And like I said, please share. I want to uplift everyone. And I want to get this message out. I want to spread it out as much as possible. So start your watch parties and share it on your timelines and call your brothers and your sisters and your parents and your cousins, and let's uplift each other because we now all need it more than ever. I am happy to say that my co-host Shanda Boo will be back with me next week. As we all know that, as we all are, she has been dealing with the loss due to the COVID-19. Her mother passed away, who I have known her mother for 20 years. And it was devastating for me as her friend. And I can only imagine how it feels for her daughters who are Shanda is 31, I believe, and she has a younger sister. And for them to lose their mom, Shanda has kind of had to step up and become mom. But she's doing a great job. As a matter of fact, she couldn't be with me tonight because she's going to pick up her sister from work. She got to do mom stuff now. But she will be back with us next week. And of course, we are continuing to keep her in prayer and her sister as well. So, but Shanda Boo will be back next week here on the Uplift Show. So I will have somebody to actively groan at my and to roll their eyes at my news stories and to give me the what the heck was that look when it comes time for Tales from Dumb Twitterverse. And I got some doozies for y'all this time. That's coming up a little bit later. But tonight, I do have a topic. This, like I said, is not just for the listeners, this is for me too. I need this word just as much and probably more than you do. I'm going to try my best to keep it together tonight, y'all. Tonight's subject is revived for a reason. These have not been good days, not just for me, but for everyone. Christian, Muslim, Jewish, it doesn't make any difference. This has been a tough time, again, for everyone. And for some, maybe worse than others, because some people are going through serious financial issues, or they're going through health issues that have been exasperated by the current crisis. There are issues of loneliness that are magnified because we're isolated. And I've gone through each and every one of those and more. So these haven't been great days, but I am sitting on the edge of my seat with an expectation of greater days ahead. I have always been of the belief that I how do I put this? I cannot understand people who have no faith in God or have any faith in anything. Because, of course, there are certainly people who don't believe in anything at all. They don't believe in God. They don't believe in anything. As far as they're concerned, we're just here. We evolved from, amoeba, and we're here, we live, we die, and that's it. Truly cannot understand. Whether you believe in God or you believe in Buddha or you believe in Allah, whoever you believe in, you have to believe in something, because I refuse to believe that I was put on this earth to suffer, to die and go in the ground, and that's it. There's got to be something else. There has to be something more. There has to be a reason for living. Whatever you think that reason is, there's got to be something. As Mama Shirley sees us to live in hell and then die and go to hell. We live in hell sometimes. Let's be honest. We truly do. So if we have to live this way, even though we might be saved, sanctified, Holy Ghost filled, and and going to heaven and enjoying the trip and smiling and everything is going your way, everything is sunshine and roses, sometimes life is hell. And I refuse to believe that I have to deal with this hell here just to go and deal with hell. I can't do it. So even though I'm suffering, and even though I'm hurting, even though I'm dealing with life, even though I'm struggling, I have to keep believing that there are greater days ahead. Because if I don't believe there are greater days ahead, then there's no need for me to even wake up tomorrow morning. So I want to encourage you to know that God has something better for you too, if we faint not. It is not always easy to keep on pressing. It is not always easy to keep on believing. It's not always easy to keep on our Christian face. We all wear masks sometimes. And sometimes those masks get very heavy. It's not always easy to do, but if we faint not, we cannot allow ourselves to give in to pressure. We can't allow ourselves to get so tired that we're ready to give up. It's one thing I've learned about prize fighting, actually, and I'm not a huge boxing fan, but I did learn a little something about prize fighting, that generally you would think that it is always the big, strong man with all the big muscles who's always going to come out the winner. But more often than not, it doesn't work that way. If you were to put, let's say, a Mike Tyson, whose only name I can think of right now, with a Sugar Ray Leonard, you would automatically think, well, Mike Tyson's big and bad. He's going to knock him out. However, Sugar Ray Leonard was an amazing fighter and had nothing to do with his strength. It had to do with his endurance. A lot of fighters will tell you that the best way to beat their opponent is to allow the opponent to tire themselves out. If you can endure their punishment, they're going to get tired. They're bigger. They have less mobility, and they're taking all their energy and they're going at you and they're going at you, and eventually you get tired. Fighting takes a lot out of you. But if you can be the one to endure the longest, when your opponent is out of breath, when their heart is pounding, when they're fatigued, their limbs are tired, that's when you go in for the kill. So that tells me that if I hold on, if I can just endure the punishment, that eventually I'm going to tire my opponent out and I'll be able to win this fight. But I have to be honest with you, my brothers and my sisters, I am tired. And I'm trying to keep up my energy. Not to fight back, really, but my energy to endure the punishment. So, and I'm encouraging you, don't allow yourself this while on your assignment, because your victory is very attached to your perseverance. Say that again. Your victory is attached to your perseverance. Galatians 6 and 9, which I'm going to have trouble looking at, but I'm trying. Please, I told you, please ignore. I don't have no contacts. Then I look all cross-eyed and crazy. But Galatians 6 and 9 says, let us not become weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up. That's the New Living Translation, I believe. But most of us know that King James Version. Let us not be weary in our well doing. Oh, at the proper time we shall reap if we faint not. The part we don't like to hear all the time is if we don't give up and at the proper time, because we want our time to be now. That there's nothing wrong with that, because we're humans and we want it now. But we have to wait until the proper time. So not only do you have to endure and persevere, but you also have to have patience. And those are some of the most difficult virtues to have sometimes. We all face times in our lives that'll leave us so broken and wounded, we think we can't go on. Circumstances that can leave you so hurt, you don't even want to believe again for fear of experiencing the same pain. And I can very much relate to that. As a matter of fact, I was talking to my mom just earlier this afternoon. I don't have a lot of close friends. I have very few, as a matter of fact. I have a lot of church friends, and I have a lot of acquaintances, and I have a lot of associates, but I have very, very, very few close friends. And the main reason is because I have been so hurt by so many people, so many that I didn't want to try again. I keep people at a distance now. And it's not that I'm a cold person at all. It's not that I have these walls around me, but it's just that I have to, I'm at a point where I need to protect myself. And I know, again, I'm not the only one. We can just, it's the fear. Fear keeps us from a lot of things. It keeps us from accomplishing our goals. It keeps us from experiencing new things. It keeps us from being successful because fear overrides hope. You have a fear that it's going to go wrong, and the hope is lost. So I have to work on letting my hope overcome my fear. But then again, of course, there's always that caveat, that catch 22, is that I hope that I'll be able to get over it. And then I do get over it and I let somebody in, they hurt me again, then I'm right back where I started from. But let's not dwell on that. Let's just work now on strength and hope. We still try to move forward. We try to keep hoping, but it seems to be a lost cause sometimes. You've run out of resources and you've run out of strength. Even if you have a support system, you can reach a point of wondering if you can ever trust again or dream again. I am blessed that I do have a great support system. Some of my support system has kind of been MIA, which is discouraging. But losing that part of my support system has forced me to reach out in other areas. So I'm overcoming that fear a little bit by letting a few more people in because I need them. I'm sorry, I'm wandering because I'm trying to stay on. I'm trying to stay on track here. I'm trying to keep up with my script. So I'm gonna go back to my script. Y'all know I can go off on the deep end, and I go off talking about something that didn't have anything to do with anything else. I don't always talk in that straight line. So let's go back. Even if you have the support system, you can reach a point of wondering if you can ever trust again or dream again. Not to mention the fact that there are always enemies trying to keep you down by mocking you and taunting you, which may cause you to doubt your value and abilities. And even though this part is not in my notes, I'm going to ask you very seriously, how many of you have doubted your value? I'll be the first to raise my hand. There have been so many times where I quite literally felt that I was worthless. And if I fell off the side of a cliff today, nobody would barely even notice I was gone. I've been there. Doubting your value and your abilities. I've always been the kind of person who's always had a lot going on. I can, I'm able to get things done. I'm able to do a lot of things. I kind of have, my interest in a whole lot of different areas. And I'm adequate at them. And people will come to me to help them with their websites or their designing or their cooking or whatever it is. And it's to me sometimes it's mind blowing that anybody would ask me to do anything, because even though they think I'm great at it and I know I'm capable, sometimes I get to a point where I doubt I can do anything. And I'm wondering, why in the world are they asking me? Have you ever reached a place where you are so tired, you just don't want to try anymore? Hold up. I got to keep holding my own hand up. And I'm also encouraging you to please talk back to me. I see there are several people watching live right now. Talk to me, y'all. You might not want to come right out and answer some of these questions, but I definitely want to hear your thoughts and opinions, and allow me to encourage you, and please encourage me. We're encouraging each other. We are strengthened by the testimonies of our brothers and sisters. So for all of you who are watching and listening right now, please chime in. You might have a story. You might have a situation. You might have been through what I'm going through. You might be getting out of something that somebody else who's listening is getting ready to go in or is in the middle of. And there might be something you can say that will help them out, even if it's just a little bit. So, again, I'm encouraging you to talk back to me tonight. So, have you ever reached a place where you're so tired that you just don't want to try? That's the kind of tired that even sleep doesn't fix. It occurs when you've suffered so much loss, you have no fight left, and you are at the point of saying, I'm just tired now. I have said that so many times. I'm just tired. I'm just tired. And it's a dangerous thing. I have had the experience of watching several people that I love die. My own grandmother, one of my adopted dads, my great grandmother. I was around when they were dying. And just one of the things that connected them all is they all said they were tired. And when they uttered the words, they're tired, it usually was only a matter of days, sometimes only hours before they took their last breath. So when you get to a point where you're just tired, that can be very dangerous territory. And please take it from Brianna. It's a difficult place to be. And if you find yourself there, do whatever you have to do to get out. Call somebody, text somebody, do something to get out. Because being tired means getting beat. What did I just tell you about the prize fighters? When they get tired, they lose. And I don't want you to lose. I don't want me to lose. I'm on your side. I'm in your corner. Hey, you can contact me if you want to. I'm very accessible. You can always, of course, reach me here on Facebook at Easy Breezy Brianna or at the Uplift Show. Email me, breezylikesundayMorning@yahoo.com. If you are so privileged to have my number, call me. You can call me anytime, day or night, because usually I'm awake anyway. I don't sleep all that much. But let me get back. Again, I've been just gone off script again. I am reminded Messiah and his determination to rebuild the temple and the city of Jerusalem. The Babylonians had laid siege to the city and reduced it to rubble. 70 years later, the Babylonian Empire fell and freed the people who had been enslaved. 70 years they were enslaved. They were freed, but now they had low self-esteem. When I got to that part of the story, I said, my God, when you are enslaved, when you are in a stronghold, when you have been beat down for so long, even when you come out of it, you still feel like you're in it. You're still trapped and you're still bound. Your self-esteem, your self-worth is so low because of the time that you've been enslaved. And I know that. I know that feeling well. And it reminds me actually of a story that just now has popped into my head. And it was a story that somebody told about two fireflies or some kind of bugs. Let's just say fireflies. Maybe it's butterflies. Butterflies. Let's say butterflies. They're cute. There were two butterflies that were being kept in. They wanted to get out, but every time they would try to flutter up, they would hit their head on the lid, and they would flutter back down. And this happened several times. And so after a while, they stopped trying to escape. And then somebody took the lid off of that jar, and the butterflies were free. But they were so afraid to hit their heads that they never tried to get out. And I can just imagine that even if they did make their way out of that jar, of that imprisonment, of that enslavement, of that encampment, that even when they did get out, they probably didn't even know what to do with themselves. I've heard many times stories of people who've been in prison for years. And when they come out, they cannot readjust to life on the outside. And some of them will purposely do things to go back to prison because they simply cannot handle being on the outside anymore, because they still have that mentality. What do I do now? What do I do now? And I can't imagine feeling that it's better to be in prison than be free. But you've had that mentality for so long. Okay. So we had talked about the Babylonians here being freed, but now after 70 years, they have low self-esteem, they have low strength. They're freed, but they're hearing sarcasm and they're hearing ridicule, and their goals are not going to be reached. The people are saying, okay, you're free now, but you're not going to do anything. Yeah, you might be free now, but you weren't any good. If you were good at what you were supposed to be doing, you wouldn't have gotten captured in the first place. You're weak. You can be beaten down. We of course this might seem like an extreme example. Being in prison might seem like an extreme example because we're saying to ourselves, well, I'm not in prison. I'm not locked up. I'm not in jail. No, maybe physically we're not, but it can be just as easy and just be in an emotional prison or a mental encampment. And people can put you there with their words, with their actions, with their deeds. And you're not even, of course, sometimes, we put our own selves in bad situations. We do it all the time. But sometimes without your permission, other people impose their prison on you. I think we've all been there. We had somebody, we say people have a lot of baggage. And they can come in and bring their baggage and put it on you. And now before you know it, you've got your baggage, their baggage, her baggage, his baggage. And sometimes they let their baggage go, but you're still, so now you're beaten down. I think we've all had experiences like that. And sometimes, we love people, but we have to let them go because their baggage is weighing us down. My mommy, thank you very much for commenting, mother. She says, many of us have felt at one point that we're doing it just not good enough and you get tired of trying. Yes, yes, yes. It is a sad reality that yes, sometimes we just get tired of trying. It's like, you know what? I've done this. I've tried to do this 20 times and it's not working, so I'm done. Discouragement is not difficult to come to get. Discouragement is very easy. So, does this sound familiar yet? That even though they were free, they were still enslaved. And I'm sure most of us know the story. But the twist to this story is that Nehemiah, whose name means comforter, found favor with the king. He obtained permission to rebuild. He received his papers for safe passage throughout the kingdom and provision to accomplish the very arduous task at hand. And was it an easy task? No, nothing worth it ever is. Accomplished, absolutely. In spite of everything, they were still the children of God, and God never forgets his own. That's something that I think we all have to remind ourselves of sometimes. I know I do. That regardless of whatever is going on, whatever has been done to me, for me, around me, because of me, whatever, I'm still God's child. I'm still daddy's little girl. And he hasn't forgotten about me. He doesn't break his promises. The word of God says the arm of flesh will fail you every time, but our God is not a, your family will let you down. Your friends will let you down. Your pastor, your spiritual leaders will let you down. Your coworkers will let you down because they're human. They're flesh. God is not flesh and he will not let you down. Don't be deceived. When God gives you permission to succeed, it doesn't matter how long or how hard you work. It doesn't matter what the situation looks like. If he's already told you yes, nothing and no one can tell you no. Mm. God will send you help. It might not always come in the form that we think it should. We tend to want to, we might want our husband or our wives or our significant other, whatever, to you know just automatically know what's going on with us. Like we tell them through osmosis, and we want them to fix our problems and they can't. Or we might overlook certain people to reach out to help because we don't want anybody to know that we're suffering. I've done that. Or we might reach out to people who don't reach back. And so why they didn't reach back, we don't reach out again because we've been discouraged now. And it could be that they were having a worse time than we were. So, we might have to find an alternative. So the help that we seek might not always come in the form that we want it to, but God will always send some help. Just because you have to fight for whatever it is doesn't mean that you don't have permission to possess it. You have to be persistent, and the persistence pays off. Nehemiah's persistence is remarkable. How he pulled courage out of the people, his wisdom to pause and pray. His countenance was a critical factor in what became a divine opportunity that he simply didn't give up and didn't give in. Even in his in the face of every adversity, he didn't give up. Always remember that whenever you begin to make progress, the enemy sends words to deter what you're doing or cause you to abort your assignment altogether. And if we look at that word abort, abort means to abandon. It means to release. It means to let go. And of course, we often talk about abortion rights. Aborting your child is releasing that child. Aborting your child is giving up on that child. Is the main concern with many of us who are, many people who are pro-life, who don't give up. So that word abort is very, very powerful. And people can make you want to abort your dreams, to abort your assignment, to abort your purpose. But we must be able to challenge the voices that are trying to shut us down and fortify ourselves. And one thing I have to say, sometimes it's good when you are shutting down outside voices. You can do that. But when the voices are in here, you can't shut it down that easily because that's with you all the time. If I am around some negative people, I just I'll just leave. Or if somebody somebody's calling me and they got some mess going on, I can just not answer the phone. But when it's here, you can't just shut it off. So we have to fortify ourselves and challenge those negative voices. And how do you challenge negativity with positivity? There's a song that I love, and I know almost everybody knows it, which is Sherry Jones Moffett when she was with what's his name, Donald Lawrence. Encourage yourself in the Lord. Sometimes you have to, because your pastor might not be available, your boo might not be around, your best friend might not be there. So you have to encourage yourself. My mother said that's where patience comes in, and my mother is one of the people who have the least amount of patience I know in my life. But she all right. She doing okay. Through it all, God is able to revive you even when others have pronounced you dead. Has anybody been pronounced dead? When a person is pronounced dead, that means there is total organ failure, that their heart has stopped beating. You can be kept alive by all kind of machines, to keep your brain going. You can be brain dead, but still alive. You can, all of your major organs, but you're still alive. But when the heart stops, that's it. If the heart is dead, you're dead. Everything else can be gone and dead, but as long as you still got a heartbeat, you're alive. But when the heart stops, you are pronounced dead. But I'm going to say this one more time. Through it all, God is able to revive you even when others have pronounced you dead. If he's ever done that for you, he's done it for me. Then you know that you have been revived for a reason. As I said a little bit earlier, I do not believe that we're here on this earth just to go to work and retire and die and nothing. Yes, we're commanded to go forth and multiply. Okay, but there's got to be a reason behind it. There's got to be something more than just living. Sometimes we say that it's not just good enough to survive, but to thrive. Surviving is easy. That's the easy part. Thriving is the hard part. So if God has revived you at any time when you were pronounced dead, he did it for a reason. I know there's got to be a reason that I'm still sitting here. There has to be, because I've been pronounced dead on many occasions. But I'm still here because I've been revived for a reason. So I'm encouraging you. I'm encouraging me that when you feel tired, when you are ready to give up, when you don't have anything more to give, reach out to a safe place. Reach out. If you honestly feel like there's nobody you can reach out to God. But one thing I've learned, and I've said this, of course, on many occasions, as we are 3D, we are three-dimensional beings, mind, body, and spirit. Sometimes your spirit man can be just fine, but it might be your emotional person nature that is dying. Or you could be just fine mentally and maybe even spiritually, but you've got some kind of, you've got a disease, you've got cancer, or some or COVID that's affecting your body. So we don't always need somebody to come and preach at us if we're going through. I know for myself, I'm struggling. I'm being honest. I'm being very honest. I am struggling a little bit spiritually now because of so much going on. But as a whole, my spirit man is okay because I have not let go of God. I have not turned my back on him. I have not stopped believing that he can. He's not the one that I've lost faith in. So spiritually, all right, I still solicit prayers. I can use all the prayers I can get. But when you get so tired in your emotions, when your mental health begins deteriorating, you might not need to call your pastor, or you might not need to call your prayer partner. You might need more. And it is okay to reach out. Reach out for whatever you need. God sends help, but sometimes you have to be open enough to receive it from a direction that you might not have thought. I'm going to leave that right there. I'm going to leave that right there because I actually feel myself kind of getting emotional. And my mother, who is my mother's watching, she can tell you that I cry real ugly. I do not have a cute cry at all. When I cry, my eyes get all red and swollen, and my lips get big and floppy, and I look like some kind of drunk gorilla. I am a very ugly crier. Y'all don't want to see that, especially because I got to keep the camera real close because I got to try to see. So maybe if I was way back, but I'm not way back. When we get back into the studio, then I'll be way back, and maybe I can cry a little bit. But y'all don't want to see that. So I gotta keep my breezy phase on, and okay, because it's hot in here. I live in an old building. We do not have central air. All we have is window units, but the window unit is so loud that I can't have it on right now. So I just got a little fan that's really doing nothing but blowing hot air in my face, and I'm telling you, I am soaking wet. So it's very good that we are almost out of time, so I can turn my air conditioner back on. Um, Again, I encourage you to keep this type of communication going. Keep this, share this. As I asked you, share this with your friends and your family, especially when you know they're going through, and even if you don't know, because sometimes people are going through right up under your nose, and you'll never know. So let's create a safe atmosphere with one another. Let's pour love on one another. You never know what just that one word might do. Just saying, hey, you doing all right? Hey, you need to talk? Sometimes I might say no, but even just knowing somebody cares can be enough. So let's go back to soliciting and being completely and totally my own hype person. Hold on, I gotta find it. Mm-hmm. Y'all stop looking at my one closed eye. I can't even find it now. Ha! Oh, it didn't even come up, did it? Ha! There it is. Please subscribe to the Uplift channel on YouTube. I will start probably next week letting out a few of the things that I have in store for the Uplift channel. Some original content, some great new shows, new faces, new talent. We're going to have a lot of fun, and we're going to learn a lot. One of these days, the Uplift channel is going to supersede ABC or NBC. So this is not just somebody who's playing around on the internet. We're gonna build and we're gonna grow together. You go over to YouTube and subscribe to the Uplift channel. The fall season will be starting very soon. And for all of my local listeners right now, they're starting already with these frickly dickly fireworks every night since Memorial Day. Boom, boom, Oh my gosh. I am so over it. And it's a good thing that I'm just about to click off because they're starting now and they're coming closer in to the neighborhoods. They're not just out in the inner harbor or wherever they were in the inner city anymore. They're starting to come in. So now it's like just a couple of blocks away. And it's like every now and again, I'll just boom. Not only does it scare me, but it scares the poor cat. She hides up under the chairs, people's door. And I don't know what is going on with these fireworks. I really wish that they would be outlawed. And of course, they're not. But they've been doing this since Memorial Day. I don't know why. I'm gonna go smack somebody. Oh, and I have a comment. Let's see. This is from Lay Diamond. I haven't been on in a while, but because my son and I became homeless and trying to find a place to stay since there are no shelters and I'm trying to find help, but no help, not even to get into a hotel room. Where do you live, darling? Easy breezy Brianna. And we'll see what we can do for you and try to find you someplace. Okay. Or you can email me at breezy like Sunday morn at yahoo.com. Okay. You in Ohio. Okay. I do not off the top of my head know much about Ohio, but we're going to see what we can do. I'll make some phone calls or something and see what we can do to help you. So please email me at breezy like Sunday morn at yahoo.com. Or of course, like I said, you can inbox me here on Facebook at Easy Breezy Brianna. And let's see what we can do together. Okay. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for trusting the Uplift Show family, the Awesome God Radio family, enough to share that you are going through this struggle. Yes, I will. I certainly will do that for you. I am typing it right now. Actually, here we go. There we go. Right there on the bottom of your screen now, it says, what would you like to see on the Uplift Show? Email me, and there is my email address. Okay, thank you so much again for giving us the opportunity. Sometimes your blessing comes in helping someone else. So thank you, and thank you for giving us the opportunity to bless you. So we're going to high note. Star Diamond. Oh, yes. Okay. Absolutely. All right. So let's do something fun. Let's smile. Let's laugh at stupidity. There's nothing that makes me smile more than other people's stupidity. I don't care what you think of me that I said that, but people are stupid. And there's no better place to find stupidity than on Twitter. So here we are for another glimpse into tales from dumb Twitterverse, because there's no tweet like a dumb tweet, and there are always plenty to go around. This one, now this has actually had a little visual to it. I can't show you the visual, but I'm gonna tell you. A woman posted a picture of her thermometer, a little electronic thermometer that says 101.1. So she shows it and she says, I took a pregnancy test and it's 101. I'm 101% pregnant. I'm so happy. Ma'am, your temperature is 101. You are not 101% pregnant. One has absolutely nothing to do with the other. Unless At this moment, I just realized I might be concerned that she peed on that thermometer. I'm concerned. Did she put that thing in her mouth or did she pee on it? I guess it doesn't matter because dumb is dumb, whichever way you look at it. I, of course, have no children, but my mother, who does, mother, I would like you to answer this. Um, were you 101% pregnant with me? Did your thermometer from the dollar store tell you that you were pregnant after you peed on it or after you put it under your tongue? I'm sorry, that was funny. Okay. Star is telling me that she'll definitely message me. Her phone is dying. So I will keep you all updated on our progress with her as well. Mother, I'm waiting for you to tell me if you peed on the thermometer. Okay. Next one. This is not actually a dumb tweet so much as it is a confusing one because I was absolutely confused when I saw it. The tweet said, I haven't even packed away my winter vagina yet. And I thought I read it wrong. I said, what? And I scrolled back. What? I haven't even packed away my winter vagina yet. Again, what? So I saw that they were replying to a tweet from Teen Vogue magazine. And the title, the article from Teen Vogue magazine, the title was this: How to Get Your Best Summer Vagina Ever. That is the name of the article from a major publication. How to Get Your Best Summer Vagina. And this person responds, but I haven't even packed away my winter vagina yet. My first question is, how many vaginas do you have? My second question is, how do you get your best one? I mean, are there levels of vagination? It's like we all have a bad hair day, but do people have bad vagina days too? I personally was not aware of them. I mean, as far as I know, they're usually the same. I was confused again. So I had to look up this article because I needed to know. I would not have been able to sleep without knowing. And apparently the article was about it was about healthcare. Okay. But why must you name summer vagina? First of all, you need to take care of your health all year long, not just in the summertime. At first, I thought, okay, well, maybe they're talking about, shaving and grooming for your bikini areas and stuff. But no, they're talking about the whole shebang. And I just have a little message. If anybody from the editing staff at Teen Vogue magazine is listening, don't do that no more. Call me, text me, email me. Let me know what you're going to put out. And I will tell you before you go to press whether or not it's dumb. So just, let's just keep that clear. That was dumb. Don't do that no more. So in order, as I said earlier in my talking about being revived for a reason, I said the way that you counteract negativity is with positivity. So the way that I'm going to counteract that dumbness is with some smartness. Okay. Let me take one last look at the comments here. My mother says she peed on it. I hope that means she peed on the pregnancy test and not the thermometer. So, our uplifting thought of the night comes from none other than the Fresh Prince himself, Will Smith. And he says, the first step is you have to say that you can. And that is actually quite a powerful thing to say. Most people think that the first step should be an action. You hear the word step, You're like, okay, that's a verb. That's an action word. You got to step. You got to move. But Will Smith reminds us that saying before you do anything, you have to say something. If you don't believe that you can, you're not going to be able to do it. So you have to say to yourself, yes, I can. You got to be the little engine that could. I think I can. I think I can. I think I can. Before anything else, you have to say that you can do it. That could mean that if you don't first convince yourself that it can be done, your future actions won't hold much water because you're not in the right mindset. Getting your thinking right before embarking on your next venture is good advice and can make the actions you take toward your goal more powerful and effective. So, if life has been tough lately, be sure that you haven't been sucked into saying, I can't, and start turning things around. And I will say this for Will, whatever you think of him or don't think of him, he made it. His kids are weird, his marriage is weird, but he is a multi-millionaire simply because he said that he could. So I am encouraging you to encourage yourself, and I am looking forward to next week. I'm looking forward to welcoming Shanda Boo back into the fold next week. I'm looking forward to hearing from you. I'm looking forward to seeing your comments. Please, of course, keep up with me at Breezy Like Sunday Morning at yahoo.com, right here on Facebook. Take a look at my website, which is getliftedbemore.com. And oh, before I forget, you don't forget, please, to go to www.thespinawards.com/vote. Why? Because Breezy and the Uplift Show have been nominated for the second year in a row. We have been nominated for best live radio show and internet personality of the year because I am quite the personality. And while you're over there voting for me at thespinawards.com/vote, make sure you cast your votes for Whitney Hogan's and She Heals Radio. Make sure you cast your vote for our own Pastor Deborah Burris and Heart Matters Radio. Make sure you cast your vote for the Good Life Gospel Show. And make sure you cast your vote for Best Internet Radio Station, Awesome God Radio. I love you. I want you to get love, get peace, get wisdom, get understanding, and above all, get lifted. Until next week.